sweet dear magical friends. Welcome to your weekly horoscope and taroscope with me. Okay, how are you guys doing on this full moon? We are gonna head into another week of life. Okay, it struck me with the headache on Saturday, the 10th of the full moon. Mercury's the ruler of my, hello, welcome everybody. Mercury's the ruler of my, oh no, hold on. Wait a minute, I'll fix it, give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, I got it. Hold on, there we go. Okay, first time doing like all that stuff. So yeah, Mercury's the ruler of my 6th house and it's stationed retrograde on Friday. And so that's what this is going to be about for me, boring health stuff. Okay guys, so I'm calling this week Accept It because we're at like this peak full moon experience. I mean, the moon's in Aries right now, but you know, we're kind of like, the momentum is like spilling forth. How to get more ibuprofen. The momentum is spilling forth into this week essentially, and you know, it's like leading up to the full moon, it's like filling with water, like a big water tank, and then the full moon bursts, especially in Pisces, and then now it's just like, but we are kind of moving that momentum down to the quarter moon. Make sure you can't see it. Quarter moon in, hey Carl, welcome. Quarter moon in Gemini later this week. Oh yeah, so I knew I could not be able to edit a video at this point in time, so that's why we are live streaming. So that's why, yes, live streaming. So yeah, basically this week is, I would want to say building towards the weekend, but it's sort of building down towards the weekend, let's just say. So it's gonna finish up whatever this full moon is really about with the Mercury station retrograde. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna try to keep that's the perfect emoji. That's the perfect one. I'm going to try to keep the timestamps in correction here. Let's see. Monday, the 12th. Let me see if this works. There we go. Monday, the 12th of September, we have meine Götter. Sehr gut. Okay, so we'll just keep Aries there. On Monday the 12th, I'm calling it a bite at a time. We have the moon in Aries sextiling Saturn in Capricorn. So moon in Aries sextiling Saturn in Capricorn. That's basically the only thing on Monday. So I'm calling it a bite at a, hold on. Let me find out. Oh, it's that. It's my gateway stuff. I just like to keep like kind of a clear table. Okay. So Monday, a bite at a time. The moon sextiling Saturn. Take the opportunity to make progress before circumstances change, okay? This area is going to be stressed later in the week with this Aquarian energy, and you want to take the advantage while you have it on Monday. That might be an actual, opportunity, or that, yeah, I just have like a stitch of makeup on. I just had a red lip, so we're going to go with it. That might be an actual opportunity that opens up, or circumstances could change that helps you firm something up in that Aquarian area of life. And that can also include motivation and drive. So you actually just might be motivated to stick with something or to make progress with that hard Saturn stuff, but that's fleeting. Okay, like that's like a very fleeting, hello, welcome, willkommen, yes. Yeah, I had my kryptonite day on Saturday and haven't done laundry, haven't gotten my groceries yet. Sorry. So yeah, that's why we're live streaming, and I need to write this week. Like it must happen. Okay, so it's basically Monday where I'm going to be looking like Gollum with red lipstick basically tonight, this morning, whichever hemisphere you're watching this in. So that's basically Monday. Use it while you got it, and just like do like a little itty bitty bite at a time, because you might get like a setback later on in the week, and I don't want you to tweak out about it. Just do what you can do. Tuesday, September the 13th. I am calling Tuesday Milk It. I'll put it in the timestamps below. I'm calling it Milk It. That's because this gorgeous moon in Taurus will trine over to Venus in Virgo. So great. Ooh, I just noticed this little envelope triangle. Something could be repeated, some karmic thing where you incarnated to have a body just to experience this stuff. So Tuesday, I love that moon in Taurus trining Virgo. That is so nice. Circumstances are ideal. Everything just feels amazing. Things could just go your way. It could feel lovely. It could feel great and lovely. So milk it. Whatever's going well, whatever's going your way, something might just fall into your lap. Do it, milk it, get as much out of it as you possibly build. Oh my God, I can't believe something is actually coming through. This happened to me Saturday. I was really surprised anything came through because it like blocks my psychic signal. I'm getting someone, I don't know if this is like psychedelics or some kind of drug or something, but you took some kind of drug and it made you feel this intense euphoria. And the message is you were given this intense euphoria it's like a bookmark. She's showing me like a bookmark. Maybe you like, I don't know, whatever, but the bookmark. And it's so that you remember what this feeling feels like so that you can generate it, so that you can try and achieve this like consciously. So maybe you were using something to alter your state of consciousness, but you can, the point is to recreate that sober. That's for some, oh, okay, so weird, something came through on Saturday. I need to make a whole different timestamp for this. Hold on. King Charles, let me tell you my weird prediction. So here's what came through. He's not going to be king for very long. And here's the weird part. Like, that's not even like a weird prediction to make. Here's the weird part is I don't feel like William's going to be king either. I don't know what happens to make that come to pass, but it feels like King Charles will not be like King Charles for like very long. And you know, Natalinian time, like I am not the timing psychic, so who knows what relative time space that means. But yeah, he's not going to be king very long, and it's like William's not going to be it. So I don't know. And then it reminded me, like, I got re-downloaded like this dream I had where I was there with them. I don't even remember when this was, maybe like last year, the year before. I was in this really beautiful room. Like, it was canary yellow and it was filled with sunlight. It's this white trim, was gorgeous. Anyway, all right, back to Tuesday. Milk it. It's basically just amazing. Like, just go with it. Whatever's feeling great, just keep the good vibes going. If anyone tries to tear you down, just ignore them. Wednesday, the 14th, we do have, I'm calling it It's Obvious. I'm calling it It's Obvious because we have the moon, where are we? We have the moon crossing, okay, so the moon's going to conjunct the North Node and Uranus in Taurus, but it's going to square Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. Okay, so here's the thing. That Taurus area of life wants freedom and fun and to feel so good and confident and to feel freaking amazing, and wants to be a little revolutionary and to have a lot of fun and to feel good and to just go do it. But that Aquarian area of life is really hard, and is specifically the one that is pulling back and saying, not yet, holding you back. And you're just like, let me at him, you know? So you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that tension on Wednesday. And I'm calling it It's Obvious because when the moon crosses North Node and Uranus, like, you can't miss it. It's going to be your feelings. Like, you know how you feel. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You know what feels good. You know what doesn't feel good. Or it's circumstances. You're like, wow, this is real. I really, you know, something. Circumstances are going to wake you up. So it's going to be pretty obvious on Wednesday. And then this square to Saturn retrograde, here's the thing. It's the moon. So, okay, it's like a not very long transit, but here's how to build with this. circumstances themselves or the feelings that are coming up will encounter some kind of obstacle or delay. Oh, we're still there. Obstacle or delay or some form of restriction. So here's the thing. It's a small little irritation, but it really has to do with this bigger story that's been all of last year. It's going to be as close as it's going to be like late September going into October, November. And with this day on Wednesday, it's obvious. Here's what I'm going to say. Find a solution, nip it in the bud. This is not something that you want. You don't want to sleep on Saturn. I get it. Nobody wants to do their taxes. Nobody wants to pay bills on time. Nobody wants to register their car or get their emissions test or stand in line at the DMV. I totally get it. So what's worth all of that? No one wants to stick when the going gets tough. They'd rather just go play. I totally get that. We all feel that. What's worth it? That's why life needs earth signs, because we know how to stick with it. Okay, fixed signs too, but like maybe too much. But if it's worth it, then it's an honor to carry such a burden. Then it's an honor to go down in flames if you have your integrity. It's an honor to do it. So, but if it's not, you're going to feel resentment and you're going to know that it's not really right for you because you're betraying a boundary with yourself. And this is kind of like I'm kind of with this feeling like the Cancer Capricorn axis, where Capricorn needs that emotional nurturing and some juiciness, needs the fulfillment. Like Capricorn's like, to get us through like the workday, like we fantasize like so much. Like, like I know it's maybe not like what you'd expect, but yeah, it helps just keep us going. So, you know, Capricorn needs that, you know, so that it's not just duty, duty, duty. And Cancerian energy, that like juiciness, needs the structure and the discipline and the shelter and the protection of Capricorn. So, you know, it's you can't have just one and you can't have just the other. You have to have the balance, like the home life and the work life. You can't just sleep on it, and you can't just like be a workaholic and never go home, you know, so, or do your laundry. So like this is a small little thing, but if you find a solution and if you do it and you nip it in the bud, you're gonna help yourself. Okay, and this is gonna keep happening. So it's like, it's obvious, you know, do your work before you go play. Take care of all of the things before you treat yourself, and have a boundary with yourself about those hard things. And if it's not worth it, if there's, I'll actually get to that because you're going to come back to that. Let's keep going because we're going to talk about that pretty soon anyway. It's going to come up again if it's not feeling right. Thursday the 15th. Thursday, September the 15th. I'm calling it starts, parentheses, to end, and parentheses. So basically the moon's in Gemini, and that's not a big deal, like that's it. But you might already start feeling some stuff. So we have the waning, losing in light quarter moon on the 17th on Saturday, and that's gonna be some shit. So let's talk about Thursday. Thursday, moon's in Gemini. Here's what I'm gonna say. Stay open-minded. Adjust. Oh, I totally forgot that it's gonna cross Mars. Did I write that down? I do not believe I wrote that down. It might cross, let's see, Thursday. Oh, mother of pearl, vive la France. Well, I guess we'll keep it like that. How do I, meine Güte. I guess it's just gonna, oh, this is fine. Fine. If anyone knows how to just lock the ascendant with the iOS, Astro Gold, please leave it in the comments. I thank you a million times over and blow you digital kisses forever. Friday, so it's going to be on Friday, and I did not write it down, so let me write that down. The moon, because that's important. Okay. Scheiße, Mann. Bear with me. I can't edit this video. I can't bear. Editing my own videos is like I don't want to do it. Okay, where were we? We're on Thursday still. Sorry, Thursday. That's right. Stay open-minded. Seriously, guys, stay open-minded. Remember, we just had eclipses in these areas of life, so hopefully that helped you open up some. This might activate some of that stuff, bring you some new information, maybe too much information, but stay very open-minded. Adjust your attitude, like in the morning, set your attitude, and then, you know, spikes happen and you have to leave room for, you know, like that's life. That is life. When those dips and those peaks happen, it's just how long are you going to let that last, and having a boundary with yourself about emotional regulation is so important, not just for energy work and witchery, but also for normal everyday life stuff, like seriously. So set your attitude in the day, and then when things happen, you get a, I don't know, your wife texts you something snarky and you dip or something like that, or you know, what? Okay, how long is that gonna last? And then adjust your attitude back up again. That what are we? Attitudes. That's like a temporary, you know, state. It's a temporary. You're being, right? To be. So that's like a temporary state of being. So, but adjust that energy work and let other people be happy and free. So I'm gonna say Thursday. You just clean your side of the street and you just let other people do that too. And that brings me to Friday. Happy Friday. All right, Friday, I'm calling it is what it is. I called Thursday it starts to end because we're now in like kind of like that quarter moon energy. Friday, it is what it is. Now here's really where juicy things happen, because that moon in Gemini now is going to cross that Mars. That's inflammatory. Now that could be very, like if you have that in synastry, that's really sexy. That's very like your bodies are very attracted to each other's bodies, and that's because the moon is the body too. So it's like a soulful body attraction. So that, and also on Friday, Venus squares Mars, which is, that can be sexual tension, but that can also be frustration if there's no outlet for that. You know, coworkers, colleagues, if there's sexual tension building, but your coworkers and your colleagues, you know, it's like, unfulfilled, you know, what do I do with all this energy? So there's that. But that moon in Gemini is going to sextile Jupiter in Aries retrograde, going to trine Mercury retrograde in Libra, going to square Venus in Virgo. And the sun is going to oppose Neptune retrograding in Pisces. So all of that is happening on Friday. So basically, you know, the week you've got like these lunar aspects, and then boom, that lunar aspect, you have the quarter moon, and then you have like all these other things happening. So on Friday, I'm calling it is what it is, because with the moon sextiling Jupiter, that's saying stay flexible, pick up this thing that you were working on last year or whatever. Trining Mercury, you might have to revisit a conversation from the past, maybe even not a specific conversation, but a theme or something you were talking about. Then the square to Venus says that that's kind of uncomfortable. Something about circumstances. It's like, ooh, my feelings right now are not in alignment. Maybe you have to like, you know, I don't know, give some kind of a speech and you just want to cuddle in bed or something. You know, it's like, ooh, So there's a little discomfort there. And then Venus is also, so Venus is not happy that day. Venus is going to square Mars. Like I said, that's either sexual tension or some kind of frustration, you know, some kind of unfulfillment. Now, here's the thing with squares. I like squares more than kind of like anything else. And here's the thing. I'm not going to teach you or tell you how to use them, because it's kind of higher level energy work, and it's sort of like giving the keys to a very fast car to, you know, a permit, a 15-year-old person that has like a permit driving, it's never driven really before. You can't handle that kind of velocity and not like end up in a ditch or something. And even professional race car drivers still have minor accidents and sometimes even major accidents. So that's the same thing with like using astrology and using squares. What I will say is pay attention. Every thought that you think, your thoughts cannot experience themselves. You're the awareness watching those thoughts and experiencing them. So the thought itself is like its own separate thing. Okay, where you put your focus is where your energy is going. So I'm going to say whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling, whatever your body's feeling, whatever's coming up in your body, really pay attention to it. That's like the first step. You guys know that I love my intro. It's so cute. But yeah, there's all energy work stuff on the Patreon. Now we do have the sun opposing Neptune. This is dispelling ambiguity. Dispelling ambiguity. You're cutting right to the heart of the matter. When there's an opposition, a tension, something gets like, it's like busts up to the surface. It's like you've got like a thing growing, you know, you've got like something happening and you're like, fuck, what is that? And then it forms some kind of head and you're like, oh, you know, but then you know. So it's like something's been brewing like under the surface already. Something's been brewing under the surface and then it like gets its own, it shows you what it is with the sun opposing Neptune. And you've got, let's see, we've got Taurus in the ascendant now. And you've got to deal with it. You're seeing it very clearly. And it might even come up to show you like how off track things are. Like things are over here and you thought they were over here. So you got to realign your goals, or maybe you were chasing rainbows in the Neptune Pisces area of your life, and you're like, oh my God, no. And you got to like reorient your goals or your motivation, or you know, you got to hold the balance. But you have to you can't just hold the tension. You have to make it balanced. You have to actually put forth effort, have conversations, put your energy into different containers. Pull your energy from other areas. That could also be very tiring. God, I'm a Sun Neptune person, so it's like sometimes my energy is just like not there. It's draining. So, you know, that could be very draining of energy as well. But it doesn't have to be, you know, just we modify this stuff as the best as we can, and we do the best we can, and then we let the rest go. So, you know, there might be something that you just want to do, but you don't have enough energy towards something. So Friday does seem to be a little crunchy. Especially when the moon crossing, what time does that happen? So it's like evening, Friday night. Actually, plan a date night. Plan a date night. What would I do if I were planning date night? That's pretty sexy, you know. You got some good sapiosexual energy. Maybe, you know, it's kind of Hitchcockian. That's cool. And then you got that Venus square Mars. That could be a little bit like you think they're gonna like a Hitchcock film and they're like, oh, I hate Hitchcock, you know? Or something like that, you know? It could be, but like, does that really matter? No. It's fucking, who cares, you know? Like, okay, we'll see a different movie. There's zillions, you know? But seriously, and the sun opposing Neptune, like that could be super dreamy. That could be take him to the beach or by the sea, or, you know, do something fun. Honestly, as long as it's, I don't want to say like as long as it's honest. I mean, it's as long as, I think dates are just like, you're supposed to show the other person like kind of like who you are, like little bits of who you are and what you enjoy. Like a bike ride by the lake would be fucking awesome, you know. And date, you know, you're teaching people how to treat you. Honestly, dates freak me the fuck out. Like that's too much anxiety. I can't really handle it. I'd rather be like friends or like coworkers first or something. Like, can we pick a different context for something like that? I fucking can't handle a date. But, you know, you guys can. So, you know, show someone a part of who you are. Teach them how to treat you. Go on a bike ride by the lake. Get them ice packs, like that Mars square Venus could be like they wore heels and you're taking them on a bike ride, you know? So like try to prepare everybody ahead of time of what's to come. There could be like a really healthy debate going, maybe, you know, hopefully it's not, oh, that's another thing with like Mercury retrograde, like try not to get into any internet fights. I'm debating whether to post about like the royal stuff or not, because it's like, I don't know, I'm indigenous, so I have a, you know, there's like two totally different, I like The Crown, I like that show, but it's like two different takes on that. You know, we're always compassionate, you know, it's just, but it's just like an actual colonizer, like not even like, hey colonizer, like an insult, but like she's an active anyway. But of course we have compassion for it. That's such a Gemini moment. But all right, let's keep moving. Dispelling ambiguity, try to hold the balance, try to balance it out. So there's an imbalance and you're going to see where the imbalance is. Your goals and your focus has been, you've been chasing rainbows and you've been like, oh, it's fine. No, it's not. Or you've been too worky, and this is part of the Pisces full moon where you just got to chill. And that's the thing, like the Virgo new moon, it's like from that point to the 10th, it's like do as much as possible, get all the shit together, fill out all of the forms, do all of the things. But then this Pisces full moon happens and it's like, you can't do anymore. That's not the answer. The answer is not do more. The answer is step back, let it go. Oh, this is part of I have all the things that help me when I get these headaches. Gatorade is one of them. Caffeine expands the blood vessels. I have like a little bit left. Okay, where were we? Okay, so that's basically Friday. Like it is what it is. You know, you go on the date. They hate everything that you like. You hate everything they like, you know. And, you know, it's just, or you like, maybe you both like movies, but you're in a different mood of movie. Maybe they want a black and white and you want like a juicy McG action adventure, or, you know, that's okay. Like don't turn molehills into a mountain. You know, if there's, excuse me, if there's something that you both like, but you don't agree on the actual thing, that's okay. If you both, how would I put this? If you both go on like a picnic and they want a spot down there and you want to climb the hill to get a spot high up, you know, find the middle ground. That's like the healthy sexual tension. Okay. And that's the same thing of like, if that's work, if that's career, if that's family stuff, like just and that Sun Neptune opposition is going to help you figure out if you're too far apart. What is that? Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry, it's just bothering me. Oh, you can't. Never mind. It's just, where was I? I forgot what I was saying. I'm sure I said everything important though. It's dispelling the ambiguity and you're just creating balance. And it is what it is. If there's a real disconnect. All right, let's move on. Oh, whoa. Oh wait, I'm way not right. Sorry, that was, wait a minute. Scheiße. All right, here we go. We're doing it. Saturday, the 17th, accept it, you must, is what I'm calling Saturday. So on Saturday, we have the quarter moon in Gemini. We have, sorry, as I'm like falling apart here. Moon in Gemini, that's so annoying. That's what it is for me, is my health. It's so boring that everything is either health or psychic ability with me right now. The moon is in Gemini, and it's trining Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. It's also squaring Neptune retrograding in Pisces. I'll feel better once I sleep, trust me. You know when, and that's another thing, it's like that Pisces full moon, it's like, just take a nap, just sleep, just turn off, you know? It's like, just relax, and then you do feel better. But until you do that, you feel like the world is ending. You feel, oh my God, everything's shitty, everything's horrible. But you really just need to relax. You just need a bath, you know? So if you're any tweakage outage of this week, like, just disconnect and you'll feel a lot better. You'll feel a lot better. Okay, back to Saturday. Accept it, you must. Quarter moon in, because it's also easy to take little things and make them feel super huge. Moon in Gemini trines Saturn, squares Neptune, and then Venus will trine the North Node in Taurus, and Mars in Gemini will sextile Chiron. That's why it's called accept it, you must. Let's talk about the quarter moon first. Okay, so on the quarter moon, again, we had eclipses here. We had eclipses in Gemini Sag, so this might be something kind of like that for you guys. But here's the thing, it's a waning, losing in like quarter moon in Gemini. So it's not the time to push through, find solutions, overcome challenges. No, this is the time that you've got to accept whatever that full moon was showing you. Just accept it. Change your mind, you know, and you'll feel better. It should help, but you know, it's either you'll go with the flow and you'll change your mind and you'll just accept what it is. Man, it was so messed up. That T-square full moon was on a T-squared. Moon in Pisces opposed Sun in Virgo, and they T-squared Mars in Gemini in my 12th house of secrets, sorrows, self-undoing. I thought I was going to have a mental breakdown. I thought I was going to have some kind of existential crisis. I thought I was going to just freak out about my life. It was a headache. It was a bad headache. So, you know, there's that. So this quarter moon in Gemini, I'll try to slow down. We'll see what happens. But it's just going to be frustrating, like it always is. You know, we try to get away with what we can get away with, but having a human body is a very trippy experience. So here's what's nice is that moon in Gemini is going to trine Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, and that's nice. That's stabilizing. That's maturity, especially mentally, like mental maturity. But if it's not, if you're running away, like you're with this, you're either going to try to run away and evade and escape. That's not going to work. Then this trine to Saturn is going to, sorry if that's loud, you know, it's just going to hammer you down, and it's going to make it harder. And like, you just can't hide from these planets. They're a lot bigger than you, okay? And then the square to Neptune retrograding in Pisces, that's either going to make it worse or it's going to make it better. So here's what's fun and cool and interesting is that this quarter moon in Gemini squaring Neptune is going to be one of two things. And this will help you gauge where you are in all this. It's either going to be that something is a lot worse than you thought, or something's a lot better than you thought. What were your fears? That full moon in Pisces is confronting fears. I was freaking out that I couldn't do anything Saturday. Like every moment going by that I'm useless, that I'm not doing something, that I'm not doing my laundry, that I'm not getting my groceries. It's just, it was that was my tweak outage of the weekend. So, you know, but now looking back, it's not that, it'll all get done. It'll all get done. It'll all get done. So yeah, something's a lot worse than you thought. Like you've just been like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it's a lot worse. Or you think the worst of something and you just try something, you just go with the flow and it's not that bad. Okay, now Venus in Virgo trining Uranus, trining the North Node in Taurus. I love that. That's where the flow is going. That is where the flow is going. So that Venus, that Virgo, Taurus area of life, that is where the flow is going. Go with that flow. It feels good. It's obvious. It's easy. You know, maybe your kids are doing great, but you're not interested in your kids right now. You'd rather go do something else. Well, okay. That's how you're using your energy. You didn't do this. You didn't sign up for this class you wanted to sign up for because, I don't know, whatever. And now that class is like halfway through and like your kids are fine, but you're like, damn, I should have signed up for that class. Okay, you know, and we're going to get to that soon because I have something else to say about that. It's this long Mercury-Jupiter thing. Also on Saturday, accept you must. Mars in Gemini sextiles Chiron in Aries. Let the ego go. Let it go. Let it go. That's like a humbling energy. It's very humbling. The ego dies with the body. Let it go. It's just not worth it. It really is not. And this is part of like changing how we get what we want, how we get our needs met, how we pursue, how we have confidence in ourselves, how we keep going. Oh, Carl, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Extra blessings. Thank you, Carl. That's so sweet. You know, kind of, this is going to really touch on any kind of ego insecurities that we have with this Chiron in Aries specifically, and it's Mars is the ruler of Aries, so specifically confidence issues. So look at Gemini, look at Aries. Where are the confidence issues? And working through them and being able to go forward even when you're not ready, even when you're just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know, but do it. Maybe that doesn't help. You know, we're doing this like this, and I don't feel necessarily great about looking like Gollum tonight, but I'm just doing it anyway. And just like still recovering a little bit. So just go for it. Just go for it. Let the ego go. It's not about me. It's not about what I look like. It's about the message. It's about you guys knowing what to expect in this week ahead so that you guys can make the best decisions for your life possible, so that you guys are informed, so that you guys have the heads up, so that you guys avoid the traps. That's what this is really about. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just remember what it's really about for you. Let the ego go. It's going to die with the body. The reward for this work that you're doing is healthy ego gratification. Your ego, you know, your ego wants it to be a certain way. Your ego wants all the options. Your ego wants to leave people on red. You know, like, but you're not gonna, but you leave them on red, then they don't contact you for a long time, and then you're like, oh, I want them to contact me. It's like, well, you're not responding. No, you're not, let them on red, you know? So that you're not getting your ego gratified. It's like you're like healthy ego gratification. You get toxic ego stuff. So, you know, the reward will be healthy ego gratification, being vulnerable, sharing vulnerabilities, you know, depending on like where this is happening for you. Okay. But you got to accept it. Now you have that beautiful Venus trine to the North Node. So this is somehow part of the bigger future that's opening up for you. But you have to accept something first. Like you really do have to, like, I don't know if it's let something go, or you might have to take out an option when the moon crosses Mars. You might have to accept that you got to cut your losses. You got to, you know, take out one of these options. Okay. Where are, oh my God, 39 minutes. Mother of Sunday, the 18th. Good. More evidence is what I'm calling this date. So finally, I get to talk about the moon Jupiter, Mercury Jupiter. So we have the moon in Cancer. Is this a T-square? I meant to check. So moon in Cancer is now in Cancer, going to square the Mercury Jupiter opposition. Ooh, gonna cross Lilith. Forgot to write that down too. Let me see. Oh, scheiße. When does it happen? It does. It will T-square. Sunday. Yeah, it's still Sunday. So Sunday morning. Oh, this is gonna be intense. Okay. So Sunday morning, essentially, we're gonna have. Damn. So like next Sunday morning, We're going to have the opposition again, and we're going to have it activated even more so by the moon. So the moon is going to be all having a fucking fit. Okay, here's what I feel. I don't have like the whole numbers. I don't have it really figured out, but it just feels like this Mercury-Jupiter opposition is lasting like 40 days or something. I mean, maybe not 40, maybe like 20 days. But like, so on Sunday, it's going to be the sequel to something going on in your life, like in the week leading up to September the 2nd. God, my arms are long. Week leading up to September the 2nd, last week of August. It's coming around for part 2. And it's being exacerbated by this moon making this T-square. So this is like a hard shift, like real, you know, T-square. I just get this whole, you know, kind of energy. And, you know, the circumstances are changing and you're responding to them. You're subconsciously attracting some kind of big experience, something very making you react over the top. And, you know, it's because you might not be able to handle like making the change yourself. You might be too afraid. You might be not ready. You might be, I don't know. But whatever's happening in your life and the change is happening, like you're making that happen consciously or subconsciously. Okay. So, you know, okay. Now the circumstances are changing. It could be because of this aspect bringing about more information too. And that could, like, whatever information comes out can make touchy, very, very, very touchy. So you'll have to look at how it's working in your life. But it's tense. It's very, very tense. It's all locked up. Now it's like relationships, your needs, my needs, and then some freaking like super emotional, over emotionalism thing happening. It's a little bit over, it is a little over the top. So you're going to need to balance that out by being Capricorn about it. Taking care of business, but not being the workaholic that, I mean, I really should take my advice on that one. But we persevere. Also on Sunday the 18th, we have the sun in Virgo trining over to Pluto in Capricorn. I think I spat, sorry. That is interesting because this is like the goals, the direction that life is going in could very much change on this energy, or at least radically transform. So something about this goal that you've got for yourself or you're trying to get, or, you know, it's like you have to change something about how you're going about getting it, or you might feel, you might be like, this isn't it. And I have to switch gears and I have to start to end this and put a pin in it. Or there could be something major happening with VIPs and bosses and masculines and even your own ego, like your own ego deaths or something like that, and getting a much better ego in its place. I've been through lots of ego deaths. It's so worth it. It's so you don't feel like it is in the moment. You feel like you're actually dying, but it's just that version of you that's dying, and it's okay. It's like preferable that happens. So, you know, there can be like a change of direction, or there could be like a lot of support for a direction that you are already going in. Okay, now I can talk about it. So that Mercury-Jupiter opposition, it's very interesting because this is the second one, the sequel to September the 2nd. There could be new evidence that surfaces that, like I said, serves to change the situation somehow. But here's the thing. That Jupiter is giving you a lot of options, a lot of people, a lot of opportunities, a lot of communications, a lot of ideas, a lot of pleasures, a lot of information. It's a lot. So there's a need to prioritize. You know, for me it was my grandma. I prioritized my grandma. So, you know, but, you know, it took me that whole next week to get all the monthlies out for September. Because that was my 4th house, 10th house opposition. So, you know, there's probably going to be definitely something else with like my home, family, kith and kin versus career, status, reputation versus looks like I'll have a personal need coming up. I don't know. Jeez Louise. So it's going to be that the themes, think about the themes that were coming up around that last week of August and that first couple of days into September. there's an abundance of a lot. So you're going to have to choose priorities in which you do things. Or, for me, it was just like a timing thing. Like I got all the work done. It was just like out of order because I had my grandma, So, but here's the thing. Because you're getting a lot, you're getting a lot of people, you're getting a lot of interest, you're getting a lot of opportunities. You don't want to sleep on it. You don't want to be lazy. You don't want to be complacent. I can totally see this like in a marriage, one person just like bending over backwards for the other one, and the other one just like, because they want to keep the peace so much, they overcompromise. And the other one's like lazy and complacent and not a liar, but like lying and like inflating their needs to be like way more important than they are, and they're not compromising enough. And then that moon and gonna cross Lilith, like it's just exacerbating and making everyone all touchy. And you don't want to take anything for granted. Here's another thing too, is that if there's like new things coming in, or there's something like to revise or to go back and make it better, and you're getting the idea for it, don't sleep on it. Don't not write it down. Or if you meet a person, or if you don't think that you're always going to get these opportunities, you're always going to have all this interest, you're always going to, because this can be way overconfident in that sense, where you're like, well, they'll always be there. They're married. What are they going to do? Divorce me? Don't be like that. That's fucking gross. All right. Don't take people for granted. Everyone's an individual. And especially if you're in a business partnership, don't take your hardworking business partner for granted. If you have a great friendship and they went out of their way for you, show them some respect. If you have a family member that went out of their way for you, say thank you. Like just be real upright. Be a stand-up gentleman or a gentlewoman and show someone that you care, but also honor your own boundaries. Protect yourself and trust that it's part of their ego that they want to think of themselves as someone that also cares about your boundaries, and say, I know that you don't want me to overextend myself. I know you love me that way. Give them the benefit of the doubt too when they get grandiose and they get selfish. If this is a real commitment, okay, this is giving that space to grow and that room for people to make mistakes and to get those boundaries back. Who was I just telling this to? Oh, I paid some movers. I have my piano. Got my piano here. So that's another Jupiter expansion in my 4th house. So I've got my piano. And the mover's talking about his wife, and I'm not gonna tell you what he said. I'm not gonna tell you what he said specifically, but I said, it's that a marriage in my Aquarian moon idealism is I choose to be with you every single day, but it's a free will choice. It's a free will choice. I'm an individual, you're an individual. Every single day I choose to be here. Don't be taking me for granted. I'm like the Britney Spears, Eminem of my family, was like my dad's side of the family. So no, beautiful boy, no, Jaden, no one gets to take advantage of me. No one gets to take me for granted. No one gets to project on me. No one gets to treat me like shit. Do you think I always let people talk to me this way, or are you asking me to be the exception? And it's those closest relationships, family. It's going to be your children that take you for granted. They think, oh, mom always going to be there. I can just take all of her shit. That's wrong. It's going to be your family members. It's going to be your parents. It's going to be your husbands and your wives and your best friends. It's going to be all the closest people to you that get carried away. But it's going to be your responsibility to advocate for your own boundary. And don't let anyone ever hold anything over you. Trust yourself at this time. Learn to trust yourself at this time. Don't try to force things that are not working. You will have a very heinous October, November. Yeah, I used to play some piano, and I'm trying to get back into it. I have too many hobbies. And that's the things that everything I love doing. I love every part of my day. I just wish I could just do all of it. I would just, like, my little body it's so sensitive. You know, I can't even handle like being hungover or like too much fucking spice in my fucking rice or some shit. You know, like someone that's used to separating consciousness, someone that is used to consciously accessing altered states of consciousness, I view having a body it's just very, 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 very differently. And it's also, I think, kind of a different experience from that perspective. Okay, so that is really important for that Mercury-Jupiter opposition, because everyone's going to be, of course, thinking of their own needs, and things are going to be blown out of proportion. That nasty little moon in Cancer is going to be a whiny little crybaby about it. And, you know, it's like something's got to break, something's got to happen. And, you know, people might be caring about their status and how it looks to everybody else. That Mercury retrograde in Libra. And so, is that? Oh, that's it. That is it. We're done with that part. That is it. That is your week. That is the week. So as you can see, it kind of basically goes, and it's like we have this bulbous full moon in Pisces, which is like, let go, release, compassionate release, let go. Thinking about the headache. I mean, at least it didn't get into a migraine. That's when it gets like nauseous. I was still able to check in on TikTok for the important things. So, you know, there's that. But knowing that that's like where it's going, I'm like, that's the indication. So, all right. Anyway, here we go. Let's do your tarot. Let's see what happens. All right. This is probably going to be straight tarot, because I did not get anything in your premeditation. I did get something in the middle of your astrology about the drug thing, though. So that came through. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes through. This is when I lean very heavily on the psychometry, because the body is the instrument. Earth is like Middle Earth, right? And your permission, your access is, your body is your ticket to Middle Earth, or to Earth. So to have this little ticket, it's like a vehicle that I use. It just puts everything. Who is that? My ugly faces. All right, the King of Pentacles and the Devil. But really, who is that? I'll tell you what, this is either like some crazy mob boss. Like really, like you feel like you can't look him in the eye because you're like, you don't want him to think that you're challenging him. And you're like, okay, here's your sausages. Here's your loaf of bread. You know, like kind of like that. Or this is someone who has excellency in self-mastery. That devil, they've either conquered themselves or they have not conquered themselves. It's that. So this is either someone that has addictions, compulsions that they cannot control. Maybe this is like a greedy, money-hungry, superficial status. And that's low Capricorn. The ugly Capricorns are superficial, care about what they look like, what people think of them, money and stuff, and respect, but like from fear and power over others. That's the old form of power. The new big power is micro power. And we talked about that in last month's body language, intuition, study, and strategy session. Empress, Emperor's Tier and Above. That next class is September the 22nd on Thursday. This week is Tarot Talk on Thursday, September 15th. And then on the 29th is our Practical Magic class. We're going to open that up more. All about the Pentacles this week. And the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. I like this. This almost looks like some kind of new venture, or like a new writing project, a new bank account, a new endeavor, learning maybe about a new thing, or learning a new person, learning about a new person, meeting and getting to know a new person for business, platonic. Masculine energy. And then the King of Wands. Mover and a shaker. And oh, we're gonna stop here. We have the Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and then the Ten of Swords. Boop. This can be like, you think you have a great idea and then someone shoots it down and it just kills you. Or you think you have a solution and the other person, if you're like in a connection, which this Mercury retrograde in Libra, for all of us, it's like, oh, we gotta go back and like rework this partnership. Like it has to, or, you know, whatever it happens to be. So, you know, this, we're gonna open that up more. What's the bottom of the deck? Six of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Guys, what did I learn on my station, my Mercury station, that I can't blame all my bad behavior on, I can't blame all of my obnoxious behavior on all of my obnoxious fire sign placements. I feel like that joke fell flat. So, but yeah, this is kind of like something like that. With the Page of Wands, I don't know if I think it's that malicious. It might just be kind of stupid and saying something off the cuff, or you try to plan that date and it just goes so wrong. But here's the thing. This could also be reopening a wound to move beyond it. You know, bringing something up to Here's the thing. If I really don't care about someone, I don't alchemize the situation. I let them be wrong and angry, and I just let, you know, I just like escape and let them just be crazy, right? But if I care, I'm there. I alchemize the situation because I know that I can. Any situation. This is someone that chooses to do that. So I'm saying, you guys, if it's your team, okay, you're only as strong as the weakest link, man. What I focus on when I set my energy of the day, I focus on wholeness. That's integrity. When all the parts are together, a unit, whole. The team, the family, the relationship, wholeness and balance. I focus on wholeness and I focus on balance. I have a very ego-centered chart. I have a stellium that includes my sun. I had to go through ego deaths in order to survive. You know, so I mean, I know better than anyone how because the only alternative is you spin your wheels. What do you want? You want progress, or you want to spin your wheels? So it goes back to what's worth it. Do you have a good team player? Are you a team player? You know, because anything and everything can be alchemized if everyone's a team player here. You know, I mean, it helps that I'm psychic. It really does. Because someone asked a question, what are the advantages of being psychic on my TikTok? And like, I want to answer it, but at the same time, I don't want to give away all my secrets. You know? So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I will continue to think about it. Okay, let's start opening this up. I'm so happy I don't have to edit any of this. All right. Oh. Oh. Oh, do I have? Oh, no, I can. Okay. What's this devil and the King of Pentacles? Double Page of Pentacles. I just can't quit you. And this is interesting. Now we've got this King of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, this unmarried person or this unaffiliated person. I think they kind of have a weak spot for this person. Oh, I hate that. I hate when I have a weak spot for someone. What's this Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles? Mother of Pearl. Give me a break. High Priestess. I should have called it. I totally forgot. Oh, Three of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. It's a psychic slip if you believe me. I was driving today. I love driving. I love long drives. I love getting my Starbucks and driving in my car. I love it. Fucking love it. And I like road tripping with people that I like too. If you can travel well, that Mars square Venus, you think you're being great taking someone on a dinner in Italy and they hate airplanes, they hate flying, you know, kind of like a thing like, oh, ooh, you know, wow, 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 wow. It could be kind of like that of a thing, but you know, it's okay. It's okay if you find the right, you know, way to work it. Okay, I'm not going to take that any further. Okay. All right, so this is being clear. Oh, double King of Wands. Double King of Wands and the Three of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess. I like this. This looks like a secret passion project that you're going to work on it and you're going to just keep it secret and keep it safe. It might start this week or it might be built upon this week. I can't tell if this Ace of Pentacles is... See, that's the thing. So that's the new moon. Whatever you're doing on the new moon, it needs to be trying something new, trying something different, trying a bunch of different things, getting out of your comfort zone, shooting your shot. And that seed gets under the dirt and you can't dig it up and look at it and see how it's growing. Actually, my pineapple, I can see the roots coming out in the clear water. I want to get up and show you, but I shan't. So it's growing. But with the dirt, you can't dig it up and see how it's growing. You just can't. You bury it. And maybe you bury like 10 seeds at the new moon. And then, you know, it's like the crescent moon, it's the quarter moon. You're starting to see like, oh, what's growing and what's not growing. And then you got to make some decisions about like little, you know, I need to save resources for the priorities, for the seeds that I really want to grow. You know, so there's a friendship, a collaboration, you know. But this is definitely like a small team. This is like a tight, you know, this is like guerrilla filmmaking. One sound guy, one, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you keep it tight. What is this King of Wands? Who is this King of Wands? The Hierophant. Something came up so weird in Taurus's weekly last week. I wondered if I like swallowed a spider. You know, we do that, like we swallow in our sleep 8 to 10 spiders in our lifetime. The Hierophant with the King of Wands. This could be like some kind of, I don't know, this is someone like pulling more resources from like an institution, or if they're pulling, this is almost like, how would I put this? Like an executive of a studio, this is how I speak, like an executive of a studio, getting, you know, to greenlight something and getting to develop something, or that's the only thing I can think of. But it's someone grabbing or having access to greater resources of the pool, you know, a fund. Someone's got access to like a big fund, and you know, and they pull the resources for this to develop something new with this person. So this could definitely be 3 or more people. We've got this king, these two kings, King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and this ace, excuse me, then this Nine of Pentacles. All right. What is this? Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. This is very dramatic over here. It's the Queen of Wands. Oh, you have two doubles, Knight of Wands, Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. I feel like people are going to fight it this week and they're not going to accept it because it's not a convenient truth. How they feel, what the circumstances are, the hopelessness of a situation, the rigidity of another person, the limitations of another person, their own personal limitations, circumstances, timing, lack of resources, you know, like but now I got this Queen of Wands over here, and we have a couple here, the Queen and the King of Wands. There is just I'm kind of just getting, there's some drama here. There's just something sort of, I don't know, there's just some drama here. So what's this? Oh, this is part of the overall too. You know, someone might try to move on from something. This is almost like you're trying to bring the family together, but you have some shitty people in your family. I'm an atheist, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what it's like if you try to bring up something from the past, like this looks like, I don't know. Okay, here's the thing about the portal, the two-way flow of abundance from the universe. It's not you and another person or you and your job or situation. I mean, it is, but it's really you and the universe. there could be something that someone doesn't want someone else to have, or there could be something that you are denying yourself. Yeah. 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 I'm sorry for the spaces of silence. I'm just not editing this. This Queen of Wands is like a totally different person here. It's like a totally different person. I feel like they're kind of pissed off too. I feel like this Queen of... I know where they're pulling the resources from. So this King of Wands is like pulling, I don't know, maybe like from the married bank account. I don't know. Do married people? I'm sure there's married people that have joint bank accounts and separate bank accounts. There might be something like that happening where like they pull some. I don't know. I'm like I want everyone to be an individual, and like if I were ever married, I wouldn't want them to feel. That's what I told the mover. I'm like, you know, I want to be chosen every day. Like I want to be a free will choice. I don't ever want someone to feel like they're like, oh, I'm a ball and chain, you know, like that's fucking sick, you know, like, oh, you know, I would never want to feel like that. I need to shake that out. But like, you know, I feel like this King of Wands is like, or making an investment or starting a project or being generous with someone. And this Queen of Wands is like a brat that is just, oh, you can't see it. This Queen of Wands could be like the Jupiter retrograde and just like me, I want everything. Give me everything. And I give you nothing, you know? And so this King of Wands is like, I made this money. I did. It's my money. I made it. I earned it myself with my own skills, talents, and abilities. I can do whatever I want with my time. You have so much of everything. Ew, like Ashley Wilkes and Gone with the Wind. Fucking gross. Ew, he was like, oh. Okay, I cannot. I can't do it. I shan't go there. But you know what I'm saying? Or even this could just be like a business partner too. Like, oh, I don't like what you're doing, you know. But it's like, that's, yeah. Yeah. That's why it's a secret. That's why the King of Wands isn't telling the Queen of Wands. Now, honestly, the Queen of Wands this is like the spicy, this is probably a good looking person. They're real snazzy. They wear, I don't know, great things, whatever. Like, I don't know why they would be, but they are. They're going to, I'm telling you right, you probably already know who this is. They're going to shit bricks. They're going to shit, it's going to get out. They're going to shit themselves. I know that's not very elegant, but it's the truth. And, oh man, they're the one that's going to overreact. It's not these three. It's this one. What am I supposed to say? If you're the King of Wands, I feel like you already know this person. You know your business partner, you know your receptionist, you know your husband, you know your wife, you know your family member. If this is a family business thing and you're keeping it from cousin so-and-so, you know. Oh my God, did you guys see Lady's speech on TikTok when she's like, she's with her husband now? Why I shouldn't do that. So anyway, so yeah, I just, okay, back to this. So I feel like you know this person. You'll know that I would say try to include them, try to give them a little job, try to include, you know, like make them feel kind of included. Something tells me that you already know this person, like you know your person, and you know that they're gonna sabotage it before it even gets going. Remember, this is a seed you're trying to plant with these other people. It honestly looks like an opportunity that you don't, and that's really tuned in. If that's you, like you might really understand that whatever opportunity this is, it's like this time, the time won't be so perfect for this ever again, or I'll never meet these kinds of people that they're ready to do this right now ever again. Or, you know, like especially this King of Wands really knows that they're really, the fire sign, and it can be real tapped into opportunity and feel really, you know, like on the wave. So it's like they know better to not be swayed by this Mercury Jupiter and then think, oh, there's always going to be opportunity, there's always going to be, it's always going to shine, it's always going to be crypto's always going to be amazing. You know, it's like they know better. They're like, this is special, this is very special, I want this, I want to just get it started, just do it, just get it going, you know. So it's like they're probably just going to deal with the fallout later. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't have anyone in my life that I have to answer to like that. So I feel you. I mean, I don't feel you really like that. It's an expression. I mean, I feel compassion for that weird situation. Like, what if this Queen of Wands was so independent before and awesome, and then you guys fell in love or you started working together, but then they just grew into a big brat, and then they became ugly to you and ugly to themselves, and they lost themselves or something, you know? Like, how did that happen? You have a lot of guidance. Peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. This is a rebirth. Rebirth. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Okay, so there's a rebirth happening for some. Maybe it's them. Meadowlark, smile. You will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. Another inward energy too. Magpie, reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. It's time to let go of what you no longer need. Do I see that? Actually, I only really see it with this Queen of Wands, like that Ten of Swords. Time to let it go. What did I say with the Moon and let people be happy and fun and free? Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. And last guidance, the time is right to release, it's the chickadee. Time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. You are ready to embrace change. The time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. Wow, well, this all looks very exciting. It just looks like one of you has someone that's gonna shit bricks about it. Everything else looks great. everything else looks awesome. So, all right, guys, I love you. Take very, very good care this week. I will see you next time. Until that time, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings.